Holy shit. Holy shit, look at all these games. Oh my god. What's going on, guys and gals? My name is William Clark, and welcome back to... this is part 2 of my video game collection. Last video, I showed off my GameCube collection. I had more than that. So yeah. I also showed off my GameCube. Both my GameCubes. This one right there, and the one you can see right there. So in this one, I'm going to be talking about my Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, Game Boy whatever collection. So Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, Game Boy collection when it comes to the games and systems. Now, I don't have as much systems as to do with games. Man, if I had a system for every game I own, like every Game Boy Advance game I owned, if I had a Game Boy Advance or Game Boy Advance SP to go with it, I'd be wasting more money than I needed to be. I waste money on games, not systems. I mean, one or two systems play a game. I bought 2 Wiis, though. I bought a Wii over there, regular Wii, and then my modded Wii right there. I got modded because, hey, modded, and my regular Wii as a replacement for the one over there. But let's just begin. We have Super Mario Advance. It's got Super Mario Brothers 2 and Mario Brothers. Yeah, it's a good game. I like it. I love it. It's pretty cool. Beyblade G Revolution. Yay! Now this is based on the original. This was back when GameStop was selling Game Boy Advance games. I don't know how cheap I can get these sort of games at the game store in Pomeroy, but I do know I got this one for like $2.99, maybe $3. And it's a pretty good game. I like G Revolution. It is a really good kind of a adventure kind of game where you can buy Beyblades and whatever. It's based on the original though. It's not Beyblade Metal Fusion, Metal Fury. That's on the Wii. I'll be picking games at random here. Dogs. It's got a Chihuahua in it. I love Chihuahuas. But Dogs is a pretty good game. It's better than Cats, actually, when it comes to Game Boy Advance games. I don't know if I have Cats in here or not. I'll have to take a look. I know I have the game. I know I have both Dogs and Cats. But Dogs, you're actually a person. And you walk around and do shit. As opposed to Cats, where... yeah, it's made by the same company. Ubisoft and all that good shit. But I think Dogs is a pretty good game. So is Cats, if I can find it. Sonic the Hedgehog this is the Genesis version. When Sonic the Hedgehog had an anniversary, they put this on a Game Boy Advance cartridge, whatever. And let me tell you something. I hear some people calling these things chartridges, and that pisses me off. They're called cartridges. Cartridges, not chartridges. There's no H in cartridge. You people. Okay, let's just get that out of the way. It's cartridge. You see? Cartridge. Cartilage. No, just kidding. It's cartridge, not chartridge. Okay? Just get that out of your mind. Codename Kids Next Door, Operation Soda. It's decent. It's okay. It's... oh my god. What the hell's in that? Can I get it out? Oh! I can blow it. Hold on, can I get it actually out? I don't think I can without taking apart the cartridge. Cartridge. I don't want to do that though. I'm not good at putting things back together. Especially not cartridges. Mario Kart Super Circuit. I know some of these games look a little rough. That's because I've had these for years. And yeah. So, don't mind that. Mario Kart Super Circuit. A really good game. It's a great Mario Kart game. It's hard to control. It's a lot like Mario Kart or Super Mario Kart back on the SNES. Matter of fact, they have the SNES tracks on there, some of them. It's much like the DS version of Mario Kart and the Wii version where you have the retro tracks. But Super Circuit is not a bad game. I like it. Thumbs up for that. Next game, Namco Museum. Huh. I just played that game on the GameCube. Yeah, I was talking about Namco Museum games basically are all the same. Because, I mean, that's basically true. I'm trying to think, what's different? I know the arrangements on the GameCube versions. The GameCube version is a good addition. But, yeah. Playing that game on the Game Boy is just blah. Oh, speaking of Game Boy, what's in my Game Boy? Oh, I forgot about this game. This is Pokemon Creepy Black. It's rated M. Don't touch it. No, I was kidding. But this is a ROM hack of a ROM hack. This is a ROM hack of the Game Boy. Yeah, it's the ROM hack of the Game Boy version of Pokemon Creepy Black, which is a ROM hack of Pokemon Red, Blue, Green, and Yellow. But more so Red and Blue. Stink bug. Get the fuck out of here. I don't like you. But yeah, it's not a bad game. It, so far, I guess, reminds me a lot of Creepy Black, as it should be, just ported onto a Game Boy Advance. I got this one off eBay, by the way. I get a lot of shit off eBay nowadays because it's cheaper than Amazon, but not by much. So yeah, I got more of a selection, I think, that are not sports games. I don't collect sports games until the very, very end of whatever. So I'm gonna buy or try to buy all U.S. American releases of GameCube games. That's the first step. And I'm gonna buy every decent, good game that is not a sports game unless it's like racing or bowling first. And then I'll go with things like baseball, basketball, football, even though I hate those. I'm not gonna be playing them at all. But they're really cheap, so I can get those anytime, anywhere. Pretty dirt cheap. Next game, Ratatouille. It's decent. I would sell this one, but nah, I actually won't, because my Nana, she gave me this game because I had a Game Boy Advance and a Game Boy Advance SP at the time, so I had two things to play this one game on. And she also gave me other games. I don't know where they're at. Wait, let's see. Can I find any more she gave me before she died? I guess she gave me this version of Dr. Mario Puzzle League. Well, technically, there's like 2 or 3 different ones. This, I believe, is Nana's version that I got after she died. Nana was somewhat of a gamer. I mean, she wasn't much of a gamer, but she only played like Game Boy Advance and maybe some computer games. But that's it. Like, she wasn't hardcore like I am. But that's fine. Not everybody is, and not everybody has to be. Oh, flash drive. What are you doing there? Get in there. I don't know why I just did that, but okay. I believe this was also my Nana's. Either Amy's or Nana's. Tetris Worlds for the Game Boy Advance. I mean, all these are Game Boy Advance. There are a few that are Game Boy Color. But yeah. Tetris Worlds is not a bad game. This one is better than Tetris Worlds on the GameCube. I mean, I don't know. I mean, first and foremost, I've played Tetris Worlds on the DS, the Game Boy Advance, way more than I have on the GameCube. So that's first and foremost. I played this one more, so that's why I like it more. But also, it has very simple stuff. Like I'll do a video at some point comparing the two. Comparisons between Game Boy Advance versions and GameCube versions of games. I'll do comparison videos at some point. Not right now though. Like I'm so far behind on videos, it's ridiculous. Oh yes, here's one that people are probably gonna kill me just to get. Fire Emblem and the Sacred Stones. It's called Fire Emblem The Sacred Stones. I don't know why I added and the. It's just like, I mean, it's like the Mandela effect, you know. I thought it was called Fire Emblem and the Sacred Stones. Just like Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door. I thought it was called and the Thousand. There are games that I put and in the title. Just like Fire Emblem and the Blazing Sword. Or Swords, or whatever. From the other... I also have the other Game Boy Advance game. I don't have the Japanese only one. Well, I forget what that one is. But I'll have to get that one later. I'm focused right now on all US releases. And I'm going to do all US releases of Game Boy Advance. Probably at the same time I might do PS1. I don't know. I better stop blabbing on and just get on with the video. Golden Sun. This one is a fucking phenomenal game. It's awesome. It's like if Final Fantasy and that Inuyasha game on the DS. Which one was that one? Inuyasha and the Sacred Jewel Shard, or Inuyasha and something else. It's like if Final Fantasy and Inuyasha had a baby, except this one was a generation behind. Because, as I mentioned, Final Fantasy is on NES, SNES, whatever. It could be on any platform, really, even on Game Boy. And Inuyasha was on DS, a generation forward. A generation after the Game Boy Advance. So yeah, Golden Sun is very, very phenomenal. Perfect RPG game. I highly recommend you get that one. Oh, I don't think I can play this one ever again. Pac-Man Pinball Advance. I think a dog chewed it up or something. I know it happens, you know, dogs chew things up. I think a dog got a hold of one of these games and maybe a couple more. Then again, when I was younger, I left games on the floor. I never put them on shelves because I didn't have my own room like I do now and all that shit. I just didn't really feel like moving everything, so once I got my own room and I moved everything, I started putting these games and systems on those shelves. You can see a little bit of NES and stuff like that. You could see other things. It's perfect, basically. Now, but this one wasn't a bad game. It's a pinball game. Simple, I guess. Let's see what's next. Sonic Advance 3. This is a good one. This is actually better than the first two. I like Sonic Advance 1. I don't own... I think I own one of the other two. I'm not sure. I'm not positive. I don't know what all games I own, actually. But Sonic Advance 3 is not a bad game. It's the best out of the other... Like, out of the 3 Sonic Advance games, this one is the best. In my opinion. Cat. Well, yes, the Shadow of War poster. By the way, I have. I don't know why I pointed that out. I just did. Sudoku Fever. I never understood Sudoku. Global Star Sudoku Fever, I guess. It's decent if you know what you're doing. But I never understood Sudoku. Never have and probably never will. The next game... I'm doing it in order, by the way. Game Boy Advance, then Game Boy, and Game Boy Color, or whatever. Cat. Meow to you too. And... of course you'd have to make noise while I'm making a video. Meow. Ew. Meow. Meow. Okay, back to the video. Cat's talking shit about me, I'll talk shit back. Yes, I'm making a video. Calm down! Calm down, asshole! You don't want to go up there. I packed it full of things, and if you will let me just... Alright, okay. Crazy cat. We have Scooby-Doo in the cyber chase, and Scoo, because the cat keeps interrupting me. Iggy, you want to pet it? I was gonna pet you, and you just like turns your back. Crazy cat. Scooby-Doo in the cyber chase, and Scooby-Doo mystery... Make up your fucking mind, cat. And the Mystery Mayhem. 2 in 1. It's not a bad game. And they're all not bad games. But I think Cyber Chase is better than Mystery Mayhem. And cat, you better not be there when I make more videos. You probably will, though. And yes, I got a whiteboard if I ever wanted to use it for anything. The next game is Super... You lick yourself. Super Breakout, Millipede, and Lunar Lander. It's not a bad game. I should stop saying that. I should give it more of a critique. Like all these games, I should give more of a critique. It's not bad. It's 3 games in 1. And it's more so Atari games. Just, I guess, more slightly modernized, I guess, I suppose. Scooby-Doo and the Cyber Chase. From what I remember, it's not a bad game. Basically, it's just like the movie. And Mystery Mayhem, it's okay. The next game, I don't have a lot of other really bad games or decent games to really show. I don't want to say these games are bad. They're good. I like them. Centipede, Breakout, and Warlords. Same thing as Super Breakout, Millipede, and Lunar Lander. It's not a bad game. Damn it! I need to fucking stop saying that shit. Just like Super Breakout, Millipede, and Lunar Lander, it is a decent game. 3 in 1, Atari. Enough said. There's nothing wrong with these 2 games. There's nothing wrong with any of these games. I mean, Sudoku Fever, I think I would like it a whole lot more if I understood Sudoku. The next game we have is Hot Wheels All Out. Now, when I was young, and I first got this game, I was fucking excited because when I was younger, I used to all the toy cars I would have that I have collected throughout the years back in the day, I would put them all on the floor in the living room. And I would make an actual race. You know how kids do back in the day when they're young. You know, I'd have like let's say all these Game Boy games or Game Boy Advance games were cars. I'd have these two as the front. It would be like NASCAR in a way. Front, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, so on and so forth. And I would race to see which one was better. I know, I'm an idiot. That's what I did when I was younger. And I think we all did that with our toy cars if we had any. But Hot Wheels All Out, it reminded me of doing so. Just putting my toy cars on the floor, racing them. You know, it was fun. It's good. It's great. It reminded me of a time when I was younger. So that's why I still have this game. I'm not much of a fan of cars nowadays. I was somewhat a fan of cars. You know, like, not the video game cars, but like, you know, toy cars. Like Hot Wheels and Matchbox and stuff like that. I was a fan of those when I was younger. So that's why I keep this game around. It's because of nostalgic reasons for what I had back. I mean, it's not nostalgic reasons for this game, even though I do have small nostalgic meaning. But I mean like nostalgic as in what I used to do. And same as this one. Need for Speed Carbon Own the City. Now I like this one because it's a racing game. I mean, I'm not much of a fan of sports games, you know, like racing or whatever. Like I used to be. But I still have a soft spot for these kind of games. That's ultimately why I bought Need for Speed, Hot Pursuit, I think it was. Hot Pursuit 2, something else like that on the GameCube. But Need for Speed Carbon on the City. Oh, let me just see, there's a goddamn fucking piece of shit bug up there. But Carbon on the City. I remember I used to have a toy tent. You know, like kids have. It was a Hannah Montana one. And I had it in the living room one Saturday. I was watching Sonic X when they were still running on TV. And it was winter. So I played a little bit of Need for Speed Carbon on the City on my Game Boy Advance right here. And I calm down, cat. So shaking her fleas. I think you know how cats do. But I had a toy tent, and you know, it was winter, it was snowing. I was watching Sonic X while playing this game in my tent. It was fun. It was beautiful. I keep this game around because not only is it Need for Speed, even though I'm not much of a fan of Need for Speed like I used to be. I think Underground 1 was the best. The first Need for Speed Underground game was the best. It still is. But it, again, reminds me of a time when I was younger. And yeah, nostalgic reasoning. That's why I keep some of these games. Otherwise, I would sell them and get rid of them forever. Not forever. I would rebuy them at some point, maybe. But you know, I've got a lot of Game Boy Advance games, as you can tell. Beyblade V-Force Ultimate Blader Jam, I think. I don't know what it says down at the bottom. And it's so blurry. It's not a bad game. I like it because I said that again. It's not a bad game. They're all good games. Okay, let's just focus on that. But Beyblade, you know the game Marble Madness? This is what that game reminds me of. It's basically a clone of Marble Madness, only with Beyblade, and you have to knock out other Beyblades and all that good shit. So, yeah. I like it. Crazy cat. What are you looking at? You better try to sleep while I'm talking. Pokemon Pinball, Ruby and Sapphire. Somewhere I have. Is it even here? No, it's not. But I know it's somewhere. I have the original Pokemon Pinball for the Game Boy Color. Pokemon Pinball, Ruby and Sapphire is what you would expect. A pinball game with Pokemon in it. I like it. It's a good game. Simply for the fact that it's Pokemon. I collect all Pokemon things. Actually, if you look on my top shelf right there, no, that's Lucio right there. But if you look right there, you see some Pokemon stuff. Some Pokemon stuff. I got Pokemon cards. On the second shelf, you know, where Twilight Sparkle is and Trixie. Yeah. I have a lot of Pokemon cards there. So I'm a hardcore Pokemon fan. Probably some Pokemon stuff there. Cat is just thinking whatever. So yeah, I like it. Oh, this one. It looks like someone put a hole in it. I don't know. Yu-Gi-Oh! Dungeon Dual Dice. Dungeon something, or it has something to do with dice. Wait, is this Destiny board? No, it's not Destiny board. Shit, what was it? It's a dice game. It's Yu-Gi-Oh! With dice. Yeah, it's okay. Now, I don't have the game with me right here. I don't even know where the fuck it's... I'm losing some games like crazy. You wouldn't believe. I even looked in there. I didn't see any. But there is a game. It's Yu-Gi-Oh! And it sucks. I mean, it's a good game. I love it. But it sucks. And I'll tell you why. The game is called Yu-Gi-Oh! Double Pack. It's called Yu-Gi-Oh! Double Pack. It has Rush Sheaf of Destruction and another one. What was it? But one of those two games, once you beat the game, once you defeat Merrick or Yama Merrick or the final boss, you get 100,000 dominoes, which you can buy a lot with, right? No, the game crashes. The game freezes up and it crashes. And it was left in the game, so if you buy the double pack and you played that game, I don't even know if it's in the other game or not. I haven't beaten it to find out, but I don't want to either. You know, the game will crash. You have to fight again. And here's the thing, it doesn't save that particular battle after you get the 100,000 dominoes. So you have to go and do it all again. You think it's gonna work then? No. It crashes every single time. I don't know why I still have it. Oh wait, it's Yu-Gi-Oh! That's why. I love Yu-Gi-Oh! But I do not like that game because of that fact. And I'm still gonna keep it because it's Yu-Gi-Oh! But if it wasn't Yu-Gi-Oh! I would have just gotten rid of it ASAP. I wouldn't, you know, destroy it or anything, but I would just, like, give it to someone else. Be like, here, take this shit. Take this shitty fucking game or whatever. Anyways, let's stop rambling on about shitty games. Let's get on to Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. Obviously, the GameCube version's better. But Deadly Alliance is a really great game on the Game Boy Advance. It's a good port of Deadly Alliance. It's got what you expect. Blood, fatalities, everything that's in Deadly Alliance except for the Conquest mode. And it doesn't have that kick-ass music video for Immortal by Idema. Or any video bonus extras. And it hardly really even has a crypt. I mean, it goes ZZ, I believe, um, in the GameCube version. I don't know how much it has in the Game Boy Advance, but I do believe it was either no, it was in Deadly Alliance. I played it, and there was a level that was never mentioned anywhere. I played as Kenshi in survival mode. It wasn't arcade mode, it was the other one, where it's like, how long can you survive? How many fights can you win in a row? And there was a stage that I had no idea. It looked like an airport. It looked like there was an airport, and there were buildings that looked way too new. They were way too new to be in the time period for Mortal Kombat. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that shit, but there's a goddamn piece of shit bug. It's bothering me. Banjo-Kazooie Someone's Revenge. Ugh, not just kidding. It's a Banjo-Kazooie game. I played it. I'm keeping it, because hey, it's Banjo-Kazooie. That was one of the games, as well as Namco Museum, that I found while I was dumpster diving one day. I guess, here's the thing. I think someone had bought this game, and that game, and 3 other ones. And they were all, I guess, kind of shitty games, like Madden and all that shit. I ended up trading those 3 in to get a couple GameCube games, I believe. But I think they ended up buying the games, which that would be fine. You know, I don't have a problem with other people buying GameCube games or Game Boy games or any other video game, because hey, you know, they deserve to play the games that I did while I was growing up, you know. But no, what they did, they went to the resale store and they put it in the trash. They basically threw it away in the dumpster. I mean, it's not really a dumpster, but you know what I mean. They put it in there. So I was going dumpster diving, and I saw this game, and this game. I was like, what? Like I said, I just saw those 3 games prior. I've seen those games at the yard sale that day. And the yard sale was at the park too. So if they were going to throw away these games, they would have been thrown away either way. They would have been thrown away either at the park or the person that threw these games in the dumpster. And it's good when I did. Because the first time it was Madden and 2 other games. I think you've seen that video. I don't know. If not, I'll try to find it. Maybe I'll link it. If not, if I don't feel too lazy, I probably won't end up linking it, so you have to find it yourself. But the thing about Banjo-Kazooie, Namco Museum, and Super Monkey Ball right here, when I found those games, the dumpster people, the trash pickup people, were coming right around the damn corner. So it's a good thing I found those 3 games when I did. Otherwise, these games would have ended up destroyed. I don't like seeing a retro game, or any game for that matter, destroyed. Because people throw it away. You know, at first I was like, okay, yeah, they bought the game. It's going to a good home. You know, where someone's going to play it on their Game Boy or maybe even GameCube or something like that. But no. I had to be the one to rescue these games and put them in my collection. Anybody that does that, anybody that either buys a game or finds a game and puts it in another dumpster, fuck you. you guys make me sick. Because these games are good. Give them a chance. Even if they don't work, I'll still get them. I'll still, take them. Put them on my shelf, maybe. Or see if I can fix them, or if anybody in my family can fix them. So I think my Uncle James is a friend that could fix games. All that stuff. And speaking of games I found dumpster diving, this one was when I was talking about Super Monkey Ball Jr. It's not a bad game. I mean, they're all not bad games. But what I've played, I only played these two at Namco Museum just to test them out. I've already had this game before, and that's why I could give a critique on this one more than I can these two. Now, from what I played of Super Monkey Ball, it's exactly what it is. It's a Game Boy Advance port of an arcade game. It's not bad. I like it, from what I've played of it. Okay, now, these two games, I don't like. Pokemon Leaf Green and Sapphire. Now, I know I'm gonna get hated on this one, but hear me out. These are not the Leaf Green and Sapphire. These are not the real official games. Even though they're licensed by Nintendo. Someone hacked these games. They hacked Leaf Green, or they made a pirated copy, a fake version of Leaf Green and Sapphire, as well as Emerald, Ruby, and Fire Red to sell on eBay. So someone goes around and buys it. Nothing's wrong with the game except for just one tiny mishap. It deletes its fucking save file by itself. Yeah, I go around, I beat Fire Red 2 or 3 times before I just said fuck it, because the first 2 times I'd already beat the Elite Four in my rival. I had caught Mewtwo and the rest of the legendary Pokemon, Moltres, Articuno, Zapdos, right? And I caught Entei. My starter was Bulbasaur. The first time it was Raikou, because it was Blastoise that was my starter. And by the time after I caught Entei the second time, as well as Raikou the first time, I turned off the game after I saved it, right? I saved the game. I made sure it was saved. I turned it back on the next day, and it popped up with an error has occurred. The game file deleted itself, or something to that effect. And I was like, what? Thinking it was a glitch, I played the game again. Beat it again. Okay, sure. Then I found out it did it again. The third time, I didn't even get past the first gym battle. Mostly because I didn't feel like playing the game a third fucking time and beating it again. And I turned it on maybe a week or 2 later. And I didn't even touch Fire Red, Leaf Green, Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald for that long. They're all by the same person, by the way. Got them all at once. And sure enough, it deleted its own damn save file. Now, they probably just faked this sticker that says licensed by Nintendo. It's not. It's a hacked copy. And I know this because I bought at a yard sale. I saw another version of Emerald. I have two versions of Emerald. One is this version, and it's Leaf Green, but it's this version that deletes its save file. And I have one that has a different cover, different back, and all that. It's shinier. It's the official, real copy of Emerald. Now I gotta go and find the rest of the copies of Leaf Green, Fire Red, Ruby, and Sapphire. I don't want to, but I have to if I want to get the official real games. And same as Sapphire. So, fuck these games. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, they're cool even though they are hacked. I mean, they could very well be legit. They could very well be real games. Real official licensed Nintendo games. But it was probably owned by someone that was a master of hacking and decided to be a troll and prank whoever bought these games. You do it one time, you do it, 5 times, whatever. It gets easier than every time you do it. Naruto Ninja Council 2, I believe. It's not a bad game. It is a Naruto game, and it's beat 'em up. It's like you fight everybody on the screen, and you go to the next part of the area. I like it, even though I don't know shit about Naruto. Mortal Kombat Tournament Edition. This one is slightly better than Deadly Alliance. It's the same game, only updated, with more characters and different characters and other stuff. And also, it's a Game Boy Advance inside a Mad Catz. Rest in peace, Mad Catz. You were a very great company. Had a good controller from you. But Tournament Edition's not bad. It's better than Deadly Alliance. My Little Pony Crystal Princess: The Runaway Rainbow. Oh yeah! Now this is based off, I believe, the 3rd generation of My Little Pony. It's not Friendship is Magic because Friendship is Magic would probably be on the Wii, maybe the DS, PS3, whatever. But the Crystal Princess Runaway Rainbow, it's a really good game, actually. Surprisingly, being a My Little Pony game that's based on the 3rd generation, it has rarity, but it's not that rarity that you see right there. The white one, it's not her. It's a different one. And her goal is to become a princess and this and that, usual stuff. And all that, blah, blah, blah. Now that I got all the Game Boy Advance games out of the way, finally, within like 42 fucking minutes, it's time to get to the Game Boy and Game Boy Color games. I'm not going to be doing it in order. I'm just going to be doing it by type, I guess. Animorphs. What I have played of this game. I will play this game eventually so I can show you guys and girls what it's like. But Animorphs was a good game. This doesn't even do anything. We even cleaned it out using a Q-tip and some rubbing alcohol. And it doesn't work anymore. The circuitry is kind of a little fucked up inside. But it was a really good game from what I remember of it. I don't remember a lot of it. Probably I'd play and be a whole different game where I remember. Hashtag Mandela Effect, ladies and gentlemen. Hyper Load Runner. This game is cool because you can make your own levels and you could do this and that and whatever. It's cool. I like it. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Fall of the Foot Clan. How much of these were my Uncle James's before I don't know how I managed to get these games. To be quite honest, these were my Uncle James's games. Well, some of them were. I don't even know how I managed to get Shadowgate. I don't know how I got any of these games. I know I got this one off eBay. I know I got this one, and this one from dumpster diving. I know I've had some of these games as hand-me-downs from my Nana. I guess this is how I got my Uncle James's copies of these games. Was, I guess, hand-me-downs, I guess. But hey, I can play them again. Fall of the Foot Clan. Not a bad game. And Bugs Bunny's Crazy Castle. Ugh. That's not bad. And my personal favorite out of all these on the Game Boy and Game Boy Color that I own so far. Actually, maybe that's a stretch, because I got something on my Game Boy Color that is the best because of a certain Pokemon. I'll say that. Shadowgate Classic. It's a really good game. Surprisingly, because I don't like a lot of text-based kind of games or story, visualization story games. Now, this is not necessarily a game like Doki Doki Literature Club, where the whole game is in that style, a visualized novel, but it has a lot of text, not a lot of action, but a lot of text. It's like D&D. It's almost like Dungeons and Dragons if it were a novel or something like that. I'll have to explain it. It's a pretty good game. It's decent. I'll have to show you guys and gals a video when I'm gonna make a video on this. Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. It's basically a pod racing game based on the first episode, The Phantom Menace. It's not bad. I mean, it's a racing game. It's decent. It's okay. It's not the best. And NASCAR Challenge, same thing. It's a racing game. Interesting how these two, and you put batteries in here, both these games, and you can feel your Game Boy Advance or Game Boy Color rumble. You know, you can feel it rumble. Supposedly, I've never got it to work, so I never bothered using batteries in my games. I use the batteries for the system. And speaking of system, it's my Game Boy Advance. When I was younger, I used to have a lot of stickers I would put on my thing. I don't know. But I don't have any stickers on this particular one. That's good. I mean, I used to. But I don't. You can see the old. This is old as shit. I had this one. This is my first and only Game Boy Advance. My only Game Boy Advance. I had a lot of Game Boy Advance SPs and stuff like that. But this is my first and only Game Boy Advance. As of now, I might get a new one. Just so I can probably play some of these games. Or I might just try to get a new Game Boy player for my GameCube with a disc. I'll just probably buy a new one or something like that. I don't know. Game Boy Micro. I love this system. I fucking love the Game Boy Micro. Yeah, it's got a really small screen, smaller than the Game Boy Advance. Like, if you can somehow compare the two, it's really small. And the Game Boy Color. Fuck yeah, I love the Game Boy Color. Can I turn it on right now? I don't know if you could see. Oh. What game do I have in here? Yeah, I bought this off eBay. Yeah, it's Pokemon Red. But it has color. It's not the official, real Pokemon Red. It's a, reproduction, I guess. Where it's the colored version. And this isn't a real copy of, Fire Red. This isn't a real copy of Red. But I'll play it. It's cool. I like Red. Pokemon Red is a really great game. I've actually beaten the original Pokemon Red on my Kindle. Not this one, but this Kindle. Yeah, the cracked one. I was at school. I dropped this too many times back my sophomore year. So throughout my whole junior and senior year, I had to deal with my Kindle being cracked. But that same sophomore year, I ended up beating Pokemon Red using the Missing No glitch and the Master Ball glitch, which is also the Infinite Item glitch, also responding to the Missing No glitch as well. I forgot how you do the Missing No glitch when it comes to duplicating items. Yeah, the duplicating items glitch. I know how you do the Missing No one. That's a fucking classic. If you don't know how to do Missing No, you're missing out, man. Anyways, guys and gals, that is it for this particular video. This has been my video game collection, part 2, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy. If you like this video, give this video a like if that was fun too. PS3. And don't forget, if that was fun too, don't forget to comment down below your thoughts on the whole damn thing, and don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon down below. I got quite a collection of Game Boy and Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color games. You can combine all these games plus the one that's in my Game Boy Color right now. There's that. Now, I don't know if you could tell by the GameCube, and just within these two parts, these two videos, the GameCube one and the Game Boy one right here that I'm about ready to upload at some point. I don't know if you could tell or not, but I'm a hardcore collector of video games, especially of the retro variety. I don't collect new games like PS3, PS4, whatever, or PC. I collect old games like Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, Game Boy, and GameCube. I will also collect PS1, which I will be showing you in the next part, which I'll be doing soon. I'll be uploading this one and then the PS1 video after this one, as somewhat of an apology for not uploading these kind of videos in a while. But I've just been busy with other things and all that shit, so yeah. Anyways, as always, I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out, people, and bro hoof.